So I'm going to give you these four life hacks here. So the first originality life hack that I have for you is know thyself. And so what do I mean by know thyself? Of course, we're talking about know what your personality is. Know what it is about your thing that makes it different from everybody else's thing. If you know that, you basically know how to leverage your originality. And it seems like it might be second nature to some people. But this, for me, has been something I've struggled with for years and years and years, and figuring it out, like, what is that thing? It might not be one thing. It could be multiple things. But you got to ask yourself the question, the hard question. And compare yourself to other people, but don't do it in the sense, don't do it out of a place of, like, envy. You're doing it out of a place of treating the others that have came before you as a template for what you are about to do next. And that's really the best way you can do it. Say, hey, what did they do? What do I like about that? That, you know, that makes my opinion significant. And you can start from there. So know thyself, the first point here. Next, this one might seem a little counterintuitive, but the second originality life hack is to copy something exactly. Word for word, note for note, rhythm for rhythm. Copy it exactly. Here's why. Just by, comparing yourself and studying other people, if you don't actually go through the process of recreating the thing that they created, you don't really get the full benefit of that lesson, though. And so copy something exactly. They do this in music schools, whether you're in going to get a jazz degree, whether you're going to get a music theory degree, no matter what music degree, what music department you are in, or if you go to Full Sail, or if you go to Juilliard or Berkeley or one of these other places. They always will have you copying something. They're going to have you transcribe. They're going to have you do dictation. And what this does is it gets you in the mode of writing and composing things exactly the way, with the same exact process as the original creator. And so copy it exactly. Now, that's not necessarily being original, but watch where I'm going with this, okay? The next thing is, number 3, diversify your influences. And this is something hopefully me and Lou are going to talk about a little bit later. Diversify your influences. So you can't just listen to one thing. You can't just absorb one type of media. You can't just go to one website for all your news. You got to look at all different kind of things. This is not the same thing as, diversify your show by playing 511 million genres in the same show. This is, what are you actually consuming in your time off? What are you listening to? What are you looking at? What are you reading? And if you look at a lot of different things, you're going to find certain things about certain things that you like more than other things. And there, my friend, lies your originality. Because you got to ask yourself the question, why do I like this thing more than this thing? And once you start tying that into your personality and your character and your goals and your dreams and your vision, that's the only way to figure out how original you really are. A lot of musicians have gone through the process of writing a song only to find out later that pretty much that song has already kind of been done. That chord progression has been used, that melody has been used. Oh, I must have remembered it from a movie or something. And it comes up in your composition. So that's another way there's another thing that can help you with that, is by knowing a lot of different things and jumping into the pool, jumping into the deep end. Look into some musical genres that you wouldn't normally look into. And you'll find, oh, wow, cool. There are things that this guy does way over here on this other side of the globe that actually I could probably take a lesson from. I could take some influence from that thing and apply it to what I'm doing. So diversify your influences. Finally, and this is my favorite one, This only works if you are already doing the other three. But this is my favorite one by far. Number 4, do the opposite. Sounds pretty basic, sounds pretty simple, but think about that for a second. Do the opposite. Again, this is something that got me to write my first 100, 150, 200 songs. Do the opposite. So, you've heard a song, and you've been told your whole life, everything's been done, nothing to do under the sun, etc. But, while that thing may have been done, the opposite has not been done yet. And so it doesn't matter what it is. You don't overthink this stuff, folks. Don't overthink it. It's like, I'll give you a quick example here, just to drive the point home. If we have a chord progression that goes like this, I'll use the one from that last song. Well, the opposite might be, I don't know, try going backwards. And just like that, it's similar, but it's just different enough. And my friends, in that space, in that little gap, in that little pocket, is where originality lives. It's in that little space between it's already been done completely, and it's so completely new and different and crazy that nobody's gonna have any idea what you're doing. There's a space there. There's a sweet spot. There's a meeting in the middle that happens during the creative process. Okay, I'll give you one more. Let's see. Okay, what's the opposite of that? It's the one makes sense. One is relatively orderly. The other one is pretty random. So just examples. You can do this with song lyrics. You can take a love song that's very passionate and just loving and glowing, and turn it into something that's kind of funny and kind of ironic and kind of, less serious, kind of goofy and silly. And this is how you utilize the power of doing the opposite. So, those are my 4 life hacks. What do you guys think about this? If you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to be original. How do you define the term originality? How do you define to be original? Well, give me some examples of some original stuff, original music, some artists that you just discovered you had no idea where they were coming from or what they're doing or where they're going, but they're so different that they stood out, right? And so that is the topic this evening. Once more, don't forget to hit that like button if you're feeling my threads this evening. I gotta sort of slide in between both of those things. Cool. All right, I'm dodging graphics here, folks. It's like the Matrix. I feel like I'm in a like Michael Bay film or something.